What happens when a nation watches silently as its people drown in a sea of despair? This is the question that haunts Kenya today. The whispers of the rain have turned into roars as devastating floods sweep across Mathare, Nairobi. Lives have been lost, homes washed away, and an entire community left in ruins. Among the victims, a community activist fondly known as Mama Victor, whose loss has left a gaping hole in the heart of Mathare. Yet, the much-needed assistance from the government remains a distant dream. In the face of despair, the people of Mathare are left to ask, where is the aid they so desperately need? The skies above Kenya have shown no mercy, pouring down a torrent of rain that has left the nation reeling. This is not just your average downpour. This rain, this deluge, is linked to the El Niño weather pattern, a natural phenomenon known for causing extreme weather conditions across the globe. In Kenya, this has translated into above-average rainfall, triggering floods of a scale not seen in years. From Nairobi to the Masai Mara, the water has brought widespread destruction. Homes have been washed away like matchsticks, roads have turned into rivers, and lives have been lost in its ferocious wake. In the face of such calamity, the Kenyan people are showing a resilience that is nothing short of heroic. Amidst the devastation, they are striving to rebuild their lives. They are searching for missing loved ones, salvaging what they can from their destroyed homes, and starting the long, hard process of recovery. But the skies are still dark, the rain is still falling, and the rivers are still swelling. The battle is far from over. The rain continues to fall, the rivers continue to swell, and the people continue to suffer. In times of crisis, the people look to their leaders for guidance and assistance, but what happens when that assistance falls short? This is the harsh reality that Kenyans are grappling with. The government's response to the calamitous floods has been met with widespread criticism. Residents accuse the government of neglect, of failing to provide adequate emergency response efforts. A cry for help echoing across the devastated regions, a plea for a lifeline in their desperate hour. The aftermath of the floods stands as a stark testament to the government's inadequate response. Lives were lost, homes were destroyed, and many are still missing. The displaced and homeless are struggling to rebuild their lives amidst the devastation. The lack of government assistance has left them feeling abandoned, their pleas for help seemingly falling on deaf ears. This is not a situation that can be ignored or swept under the rug. The people of Kenya are suffering, and they are not silent. They demand action, they demand support, and most importantly, they demand accountability. The government's silence in the face of such immense tragedy is deafening, leaving the people feeling neglected and unheard. The question that remains is, how long will the Kenyan government remain silent? How long will it take for the cries of the people to be heard? The government's role is to protect and support its citizens. But in the wake of this disaster, their actions, or rather their inaction, speaks volumes. The people cry out for aid, but are their calls falling on deaf ears? In the face of despair, there is always hope, and it is in our hands to kindle that hope. Even as we sit miles away, we can help bridge the gap between despair and hope for our Kenyan friends. The first step is to spread awareness. Share the story of these floods, the lives lost, the homes destroyed, and the families torn apart. Let the world know about the plight of the Kenyan people. This is not just a local issue, it's a global one. Climate change has no boundaries, and its effects are felt worldwide. Donations, both monetary and in kind, can make a significant difference. There are numerous organizations working on the ground to provide immediate relief. They need resources to distribute food, clean water, healthcare, and shelter to those displaced. Your contribution can help a child get a meal, a family find a temporary home, or a community rebuild their lives. But we must also look beyond immediate relief. We must urge our local representatives to take climate change seriously, encourage them to support policies that mitigate its effects and adapt to its unavoidable impacts. Our voices can influence the decisions that shape our world and our future. We can also help build resilience in communities like these, support initiatives that aim to improve infrastructure, enhance disaster preparedness, and promote sustainable practices. These efforts can help reduce the vulnerability of communities to extreme weather events, making them better equipped to face such calamities in the future. It's easy to feel helpless in the face of such immense tragedy, but remember, every action, no matter how small, can spark a ripple of change. Each share, donation, or conversation can contribute to a larger movement for change. In the face of devastation, we all have a role to play. The people of Kenya need us. Will you answer their call?